Well, in agriculture news tonight, our border with Mexico has been closed to cattle imports after the discovery of the screwworm there. Now, it's called the New World screwworm fly, and it lays about 500 eggs in any exposed flesh of warm-blooded animals, capable of killing an animal after devouring its flesh. Our Michael Gibson has more on this story as the USDA looks at ways to stop the spread.
Any warm-blooded animal is subject to screwworm attack.
Many ranchers still remember back in the 1960s when the USDA set up a huge program to eradicate the screwworm. Ag scientists working round the clock figured out that dropping sterile flies into the environment would kill the flies, and it did. Basically eradicating the pest in North America, but of course not South America.
The deadly New World screwworm can infect cattle and other livestock as well as humans, and it's been detected in cattle in Mexico.
That's why the federal government has halted cattle imports from Mexico and is pouring in $165 million into fighting the parasite.
We've got to keep an eye out any animal that has wounds, like freshly castrated cattle, any animal that may have a pre-existing wound. We look for the maggots to make sure that they're not showing any symptoms of restlessness and discomfort from that area.
That was Dr. Tobin Pennington, a veterinarian who specializes in treating livestock. He shows up to cattle auctions like this one in Jim Wells County to check all of the animals. He says so far, he's not heard of the screwworm north of the border. And that's a good thing, because rancher Rodney Mullen remembers all too well growing up and having to treat cattle that had the screwworm.
You had to catch every baby calf and doctor it because it would get screwworms in its navel because of the umbilical cord. And so you would have to capture every calf and doctor it pretty much or they would die.
We also spoke with State Ag Commissioner Sid Miller, who told 3 News that he believes the federal government is overreacting to the danger, which is really 1,100 miles away from our border. He says the government spending $165 million for a solution is wrong because the solution is actually to drop more sterile flies. It worked in the 1960s, and it will work now. Michael Gibson, 3 News.